Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we have very special deck that I wanted to try from a long time, pretty much day one of New Capenna, and that's Bant Control with a lot of looping stuff. It's very grindy deck and it has pretty much infinite value, but it is weird. When you play it, it feels different than Esper Control, but in a pretty good way, so it's worth trying, I believe. For the stats, we are hovering with this deck around top 400 Mythic, and there we went 2-1, 67 win rate, and yeah, it's only 3 games because when you see how the deck plays, it really solves itself. This is a grindy deck. This deck really just grinds enemy out of this value until you finally have this card advantage and you just borrow enemy like below it. So that's why we only have 3 games, but I think when you watch them you really see the full deck potential and issues. About the win rate, I think it's a bit higher than what normally is. Bant is okay, but it's not like tier 1, but at the same time I believe that if you play it right, you can really squeeze out those extra percents because the deck is very hard to play and you really have a lot of decisions to make. And like you have a bit of everything, so it's up to you what you do. So I believe that the deck has potential and the more you play it, it might be better. So let's go into the deck list and see what's exactly up. Okay, and we are in the deck list. So what exactly is this deck about? On the outside you might see that you have a lot of cards similar to Esper Control, so that's correct impression, but you have a lot of card draw in a different way. So outside of Memory Deluge we have 4 Broker's Charm, and they really draw a lot of cards, because it's 3 mana draw too. Also destroys enchantments, but from my experience you mostly draw cards, because early game you just need more cards, because with this deck you really want to play around every single turn. We sometimes had issues with getting green mana, but from the mana base it should be more or less fine, so maybe just not great draw, but overall you can manage. Back to the deck, we have 4 Revitalize in this version. I'm not exactly sure about this, but I think with Opnixlis in the meta and so much like Anvil's deck and the fact that deck is pretty slow at the early game, you can see that we only have like 4 March, some Fateful Absence, and that's pretty much it. And we need to go into 5 mana to sweep, so I think it really helps you stabilize. And with this deck you have quite a lot of mana, so the more time you have with the life gain, the better overall. We also have very good counterplay gameplay. So we have Endless Detour. So for anyone that didn't use this card, it's 3 mana counter spell pretty much, but you can put also any non-land permanent, also including that from the board or like, you know, from everywhere pretty much, also the graveyard. And unfortunately it doesn't get put into the graveyard. It is put to the top of or the bottom of the enemy library, and the enemy is choosing. So in some ways it's better counter spell. In some ways it's a bit worse because you don't really remove the threat. And this is one of the ideas around the deck, that you can pretty much throws enemy down by full turn and defeats his card advantage, because this goes 1 for 1. He needs to draw it from the next step. So we grind the value out of Shigeki, and this card is like cornerstone of this deck, and I think that maybe even you could play 2, just in case the other one is at the bottom of your deck and you are a really sad person when you play the deck. So yeah, you basically use Shigeki to get back Endless Detour, and it might not be obvious combo, but you can also target your own card in the graveyard. So it means that at the end step you cast Endless Detour on Shigeki, and then you put it on top, and then in your turn you just draw it from the top. Yes, you lose 1 card, but with Shigeki and a lot of mana you can just get 5 cards or something like this. So usually then you get like 3 Endless Detours and farewell or something like crazy like this, and when you untap with all those cards, the enemy cannot keep up with you anymore. So, we also have an offer you can't refuse. Very interesting card, and this is one of the decks where it really works. It's very useful. First of all, Shigeki is like equal mana cost. So if you have 7 mana, you can get back 2 cards, and you have 1 mana open. With an offer you can't refuse, you can counter a spell and still play Shigeki. So if enemy puts 5 mana into Lorth, you just put 1 mana into countering it, then go Shigeki, get back cards, and enemy has like what? Probably like something like 3 mana to play another threat, and you don't care about such little threats. So that's a really good combination. Second one, this deck also attacks with Hall of the Storm Giants pretty heavily, because as you can see, we don't really have other win conditions. So for this reason, you can be heavily tapped out even if you have a lot of cards. So an offer you can't refuse makes sure that, for example, if you have 3 mana open with Negate and this, you can counter 2 spells for 3 mana. That's insane, and enemy expects 1 because he sees usually Endless Detour from Shigeki. And this is how you can win the games very often. We have 1 Seagate Restoration, which also is very important. So when you want to play it as a land, you better think twice, because you cannot remove it from your board. It means that if you cast it once, you play the game without Seagate Restoration. And believe me, with Shigeki and drawing so many cards, it makes a difference if you have maximum hand size. Also, like, drawing so many cards is really good. So basically that's the deck. We have Farewell in case of like enchantments and anvils and all the graveyard stuff, but you generally don't want to exile graveyard unless you have to. And for Doomskars, because they are really good against mono white. So for the games, we will be done with the intro. I know it can be boring a bit, and I talk a bit too much about the cards because I'm excited. But for the games, I really encourage you to watch the first game. Minor spoiler, but it will be obvious after first turn. Enemy will be playing mono white, and let me tell you, top 200 Mythic. You can see the level, how players of mono white play with this rank. You could think they are really good. Watch the game. Okay, and for the second game, I really encourage you to, if you have time, because that's a long one, watch it until the end, because at some point situation really changes and it shows you how deck can change based on few cards. Let me tell you this, and it will be the thing that grinds the gear for every control mage, and I hope you like it. So, that being said, thank you for watching. If you like this kind of decks, subscribe, I really appreciate it, and you guys have been really awesome lately, and really thank you for that. And yeah, let's go into the games. Okay, so let's see what's up. Not much, we lack green mana, but we have Doomskar and a lot of removals, so we should live long enough to start casting those, hopefully. And Doomskar is really something that we really like. We just need to fish for second white as well. So let's start like this. At least we have a lot of exile targets, and this is of course mono white, because why wouldn't it be? Like, if he's top 200, it's probably this, right? Am I right? Okay, let's play like this. Okay, that's a reasonable draw. This is actually pretty good. Let's go like this. So I think we just foretell Doomskar. They will probably play Talia. See? Whoa! That's the first time in my life that I didn't see Talia. Man, like, this draw went really well. Went really well. So, for now we are pretty happy about the result. Okay, that's a weird flex. So, we need to pay 5 for this, right? But we just Fateful Absence it, right? I really want to kill it. So let's just do it like this. Or actually... You know what? I'm so greedy, I will just draw cards. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I just want more cards. So we are at 14, then we kill Redain, and see what's up. So invested 3 HP into this play from last turn. And we definitely need more lands. This probably should be on blue. So we have for Memory Deluge correct mana. And let's go. If enemy is smart, he won't play anything more to the board. But when we remove stuff like this, or we actually didn't remove it, right? But I think he might be hesitant if we have the Doomskar. But we didn't play anything. It could be So It Coming also, but let's be honest, it's Doomskar. And they should know it. That's why they played Redain so far. So quickly, I guess. Okay. And they made it a creature. Oh man, that's cool. Appreciate it. No reason to ever do it. And he's attacking, right? So, let's do it like this. We have a lot of sweepers, so we should be really fine. We didn't hit land, which is far from great. I think we just try to hit another land. Especially we have like Revitalize and stuff. So win condition and a land for the next turn. Is there something that we want to counter? I don't think there is. So we are tapped out. He can go for adversary and hit us for 6, but then we sweep the board and he's in trouble. What better, we can go counterspell next turn. Not sure what he will exile, probably like Doomskar. Because he doesn't know for sure if the foretold card is a Doomskar. We didn't cast it so far and we had multiple occasions, so he might have some doubts. But it will be Doomskar, I think. Oh, weird. So he wants the clue, I think. Not much reason except it. Problem is, for the enemy. Oh man, that's such a bad mana. Oh man, this actually sucks. Because we cannot cast any of our Bant cards, so we need to foretell. Which is also acceptable, I guess. So, enemy knows. Adeline. The favorite card of everyone. We have still one green, man, that sucks so much. Like, I guess we are just forced to do it. We could also draw cards. But Adeline can just straight up kill us, right? If we don't draw correct stuff. I think we do it like this. Please draw a card. Thank you. Not perfect. Sure. What the fuck was this plan? 200 Mythic, guys. This is the level of 200 Mythic. He just wanted... I tell you what happened. He wanted to show so much that he has control over this game that he did the only thing that he could do in response, and he forgot what the hell is going on the board. And he just wrecked his own turn. Not only he didn't draw Adeline because he wanted to get her back, but he forgot he can't play her, and he didn't even get her back. Like, that was the worst play of Mythic, I think, ever. Man, with this deck, we don't seem to ever get green. Like, seriously, never. So maybe we need more green lands, I guess. Or maybe we are just pretty unlucky with this one. It's not the worst. We have Doomskar, we have Revitalize, and we have Broker's Charm. So I will still keep it, because 6 cards seems worse. And it's not possible that we won't draw another land, right? Right? Of course not. It's not the one I wanted, but it will do. So what are we against? Chariot is next turn. Like, not this turn, but the next one. So I think they won't really play anything huge. So we can go for the first Doomskar, I think. Man, I really want to hit the green lands. Okay? I remember this deck, but I don't remember what it did. Reanimator. Oh, this one. Okay, so Endless Detour is something we definitely need to work on. Let's go like this. Wow. Freaking always without the third green mana. Every single game. Thank you. Thank you. This nearly cost us the game. Okay, I feel good right now. Okay, this feels much better. And with those cards, he won't get any deadly, any stuff. Huh. You know what? Look at this stuff. Look at this freaking amazing play. Stack. Oh, nice. I didn't see this one. So, let's go like this. And you can see how smart we are. We are a smart, sneaky control player that goes with the evil laugh. And he will do it now, main phase, to avoid counterspell. And he will discard another card. Enjoy. You wanted 2 treasures. Enjoy. Oh man, that was freaking mean. Yeah, he recognized. I think we deserve it. That was some mythic level gaming. We could go. What a cool guy. Oh man, what do we do? I think we shouldn't rush it. Because if we cast Broker's Charm and we don't hit land, we are losing this game. And with full mana, enemy will be hesitant what he does. And now, when we draw 2 lands, we are set for life. Okay, that's much better. Okay, I think we are over the worst part. Enemy has a lot of treasures. I want 5 mana for double counterspell, so that was not an accident, and we cannot activate Hall anyway. We need to get our good stuff. Endless Detour, not the worst, but I don't think it's worth it. Like, we have stuff, and with March we can exile really big things, and we shouldn't foretell Doomskar, because we can exile it to get some Velomachus, Lorehold, or some stuff. Okay, so I think Negate, right? How much is it? 7 mana. And we have what? 4 mana? No, we need it 1 turn later. So, pretty close. We still have Negate open, but I don't think there's any spell that we need to counter for this part of mana. So next turn we play this, and we have March open, so we let it resolve, and then just kill the dragon. My turn. Not sure what the oops is, but we will take it. Oh! Oh! Oh, I don't have the good icon. But I realized what happened. So this one won't be a problem overall. Enjoy your planes. So he wanted to put on top, and he didn't take action because the many is a bit wonky. So you don't exactly know what they are doing. Like, we can kill it later, right? Okay, that's really good draw. That's exactly what we wanted. So let's do it main phase. And I want cards. Just give me freaking cards, bro. Because we have Negate, and now we can cast another Broker's Charm. When we get to Shigeki or Memory Deluge, the game will slowly be over. Nothing to discard. My turn. Oh, sure. Enemy sees how we don't respect this card, because we can kill it every single turn, pretty much. And we are drawing a lot of removal. We could go for the hole and still have Negate open. Enemy is at 22, so... How much he has? 4. I think we just get rid of the creature. We have so many cards that we don't really need to rush it, I think. Yeah, so let's just get rid of everything he wants to reanimate. Ooh, that's worse. So I think we go Doomskar and march this thing so he doesn't get value. We do it at the end step, of course. No reason to tap out right now. So that's pretty good for him, because he already got some value. So instead of killing this with some kind of Fateful Absence, we need a sweeper. But to be honest, it's not the worst, because we kinda don't need sweepers in this matchup, so it's not like we get anything better out of them. The big problem is that we don't get our draw spells or like the Shigeki. March will have to do for the reanimation spell. Man, he screwed himself so much by going Invoke at the bottom. Can we do it right now? Not enough mana. So, Negate? Not this time, my friend. But we are not out of the woods. Otawara is actually surprisingly good. There is chance that I should smork him every turn. But then, if he has something like this, we wouldn't be able to remove it. I'm making a stop so we don't go into the combat phase. I don't think you need it, but I'm definitely not risking it. And we can just go for full mana cost. And if he counters for some weird way, we have Fateful Absence, that's more mana efficient. Okay, how many did he cast? One is at the bottom, and second one is here, at top 20 cards. So I think... Oh! See? We have this card. Finally. Okay, that's really good. This is our win condition, pretty much. When we cast the flashback, we will have such big advantage. And we also have Devastating Master, which could be very good against this kind of stuff. Because we can kill the treasures. But when we have this, we... Okay. So we go for the Cyclones, I guess. What the hell, bro? We'll just pay 10 mana to draw 5 lands in a row. Okay. You know what's coming, right? We have to do it. It's not the correct play, but we have to do it. Oh man, that feels good. So, we definitely go untap land, and this will be... what? March? We need to go for Broker's mana. I don't think it matters too much, but we have a lot of white cards. Okay? Like... Here we go. So we have one copy of this, and we are at 12 cards. Seems pretty good. We still don't have single counter spell in the hand, and we didn't hit Shigeki. We have how many detours? 1, 2. We have 2 more in the deck, in those 20 cards. So now is his chance, but we can bounce whatever he plays, or we can Fateful Absence, and believe me, we can go for March and exile quite a lot of cards. Invoke Justice. Sure. How much mana does he have? So it's 3, 4, 6. So if we bounce it, he cannot replay it. Enter battlefield this turn. Okay, that's very important. Let's make a stop. I like my stops. Like, if I'm being honest, if we go Fateful Absence, it's much better, because whatever he has, we can cast it again. You know what, let's do it. We should do it this way. Like, I don't think he has stuff, but if he has, we are just losing the game for no reason. So maybe let's not do it with 10 cards in the hand. Okay, and oh, finally. Do you know that we have Shigeki in the deck? Because you might not realize it. It might not seem like it, but we do. And right now, Eiganjo is not good. Yeah, Eiganjo is not good. We could go for Farewell, but then he will just draw. So, is it time to smork? I think it is. We still have, what, 5 mana, and that's quite reasonable amount. We can have removal and also a counter spell. So we need to start smorking him. Wow. So that's how it will be. This is Fateful Absence, so we can get it back from the graveyard. How much do we want it? I kinda want it overall. And if we bounce it, then he needs to waste the draw to get it. It seems okay. So let's do it like this. He's tapped out, so he cannot draw card. And he doesn't want to do it again, which is smart. So 7 damage on the face. And we have open removal ourselves. So in case he top decks another invoke, we can still just kill the dragon. Huh, that seems like a bait. Sure. I hope he flashbacks. To be honest, 5 damage is not a thing that we really fear. We could remove it, but I'm heavily tapped out, so I don't want to risk that he plays Invoke. And we have Doomskar Foretold, so that's really not an issue what we have here. So I guess he's buying time on me. And we can what? We can exile one of the cards, I guess. Like Sunset Revelry. And just get rid of this, right? 3 mana. So we get rid of this, we exile this. Yeah. He can Angel Fire this thing, but I'm not extremely scared about it, to be honest. No reason to attack. I just want to draw more cards. Because if we attack, he just blocks with this guy. And believe me or not, in this deck there is a lone Shigeki that is our main game plan. But yeah, you might see one of the issues with this deck. It is a bit slow on winning the game. So what do? I think we go for the Memory Deluge and see what's up. Oh wow, what a card. And Endless Detour. Okay, and that's what we needed to close this freaking game. Endless Detour. So, now, enemy discarded his last card, he stopped attacking, and we just kill his creature. And I think we do it... I don't want Fateful Absence. Oh. I thought it's main phase. I'm a good player. But totally doesn't change anything. That was horrible. Okay. Let's keep drawing. Drawing is life. And we are slowly getting into the end. So right now enemies like this, we can go for Doomskar. Yep, I will Doomskar this. And let our enemy play. Actually, okay, land is done. So basically we want Shigeki and start cycling stuff finally. After this turn the game is closed. So, how much mana do we have? Man, we waited so long for this Shigeki. And you can see how important this card is for the deck. Endless Detour. I heard Endless Detour is good. And I heard Negate is good. Oh, we can get another one. Maybe let's go Endless Detour. Okay, now you can pretty much see the difference between having Shigeki and not having Shigeki. So right now we just smoke the enemy and that's it. And I really like the game. I like the oopsie stuff. Guy was pretty cool. You are such a bad person. Okay, so how much mana do we have? We can definitely go for the cheap counter spell. He drew another one because the other one is at the bottom of the deck. And we have enough mana to... So why I did the Negate? It's only 1 mana difference, so we still cannot do second Detour, but I can use Detour and in the worst case another Fateful Absence. So we can do 2 plays in 1 turn in case of whatever he does. Yep. And now we don't really need anything except more Shigekis. So that's the combo of the deck. This is why you really like Endless Detour, because right now we can cycle Shigekis, put on top, take action. So he did decline once, and that was the thing. We can actually just draw it. We have 13 cards, so we can kill enemy pretty quickly with this. 2 more turns to go. This is a grind deck. It's not your, you know, play big creature and smirk enemy. Sure. That's a good play. But still, not good enough. And this is the reason why we have second haul. I heard it's pretty good. We have 11 cards, so we don't need to do anything this turn. We can play at the end step. We just want to counter everything and then get back into our negates and cheap refusals. And he's pretty much locked out of the game, and we can slowly just grind him out of the creatures, out of the stuff. Top of your library, please. We don't want you to draw cards. By the way, we are 11 cards to 32, so you can clearly see that we draw a bit more. Fable, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, we don't mind this one. I think I just farewell. It just looks better. So if you are a fan of grinding enemy and making him horribly scream when he loses the game after so long, you know the deck. And we still have 10 mana, wow. Like, we are doing stuff. Negate. Offer you can't refuse. Detour. And do we want something unique? Yeah, let's get Endless Detour. They are always good cards. And you can see that Seagate Restoration really helps here. Let's get more mana. We still don't have enough. Like, we could just... Yeah, it's farewell. It's easier. Creatures. Enchantments. I don't really care about the graveyard. We have also graveyard and it's good. So just buy. And if we activate this, it's what? We have 3 mana. And to be honest, 3 mana is enough. If I didn't play on camera, I would definitely not play anything and just enjoy soulless grind for the enemy. But let's be a good person. So this is Negate, and this is an offer you can't refuse. And he has 2 cards in the hand, so even if those were both Invoke the Spurs, it's definitely not enough. I want emote, but I want to be ready when he does it. He was a really cool guy, and that was a fun game. So I think right now he doesn't have any choice. He might try to kill the whore or just postpone the game by one turn, by having Fateful Absence or something. I really hope he doesn't rope us. I know his name is Putin, but he cannot be this guy, right? Oh man, don't break my heart. And he does. Okay, so I will cut the video and see how long my friend will rope. Okay, and unfortunately we got the full roping treatment by our friend. So we waited for full, I think, 4 ropes or something like this. Still, the game was really nice. I think this mistake with Invoke maybe cost him the game, because we were short on counter spells back then. But other than this, it was pretty nice, and I think we are like top 450 or something like this after this game. This hunt doesn't really bring much confidence, but we have double Revitalize and Endless Detour, so we are extremely flexible. And enemy is easy, or so they said. Man, we need to dig into some good cards. Hopefully double Revitalize gives us enough time. Unfortunately, we don't seem to be against deck that really does this stuff. So it can be double cast and mill deck. So Endless Detour is really something important. Yep. So we have Negate and Offer You Can't Refuse and 4 Endless Detours. We also have Farewell for any graveyard stuff that they have. Okay, interesting. Let's start cycling. It won't really help us. But what can you do? Enemy has 6 cards, we can go up to 6. So not perfect, and we don't have green. So, you know what to do. Can I have my green mana, please? Nope, you can't. Not great, we need green, because without it we don't have counter spells, and we need them pretty badly very quickly. So now it will be... Oh! Kaito. So maybe it's not a mill. I know, genius. Oh, it would be so great if you happened 1 turn earlier, but what can you do? We can make more creatures, right? We have more cards, unfortunately. Like, I don't really want to Doomskar this stuff. And we can't really. Sunset Revelry is not good. Like we... Oh man. He will just kill one of the tokens and we are left with nothing really. Are we really endless detouring? We could also get rid of Shizuki. I'm not sure if that's correct play. Man, we are in such a bad spot because of this 1 green. We have Devastating Master, so maybe you just go for the longer game and go for Memory Deluge. Man, this game would be so different if not this 1 land. But we have to go there, right? Like, we can remove Shizuki, but it doesn't bring us much ahead in the game, and he will just draw it again next turn.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Let's see how many counters he have. Okay. This seems okay. And Greenland seems also okay. Not perfect. Okay, that's a good draw. That's a draw that we needed. You know what? We will do it this way. Yeah, we don't draw card. Okay. And I want to do it during their turn. So if they counter, they need to waste their own mana. I don't think we need to draw cards because we have Shigeki. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And let's do it before the draw. This way he cannot draw counter spell from the top, so he needs to have it right now. And we can always counter if we really want. Okay, I'm happy about this. Especially now, Kaito is pressured and it cannot make another ninja because it's not 3 royalty. If it was a 3 royalty, we would be in the same situation. Okay, seems pretty good. Heard the Dragon is a good card. Oh man, this one green put us behind for the rest of the game pretty much. Normally we would not have Kaito and then we would just counter Goldspan with our Detour and that would be it. But it's not this world. Eiganjo, I guess it's pretty good. Let's go for blue. So what do? We could get Doomskar and get rid of the Goldspan. Set Kaito to 2. Or we might give him more mana and use Eiganjo. He draws the card though. We could also Endless Detour. Okay, I like this idea. So, first of all, let's do it like this. He might have another though, which sucks. Don't forget, enemy has 3 mana. Now we want to give him additional draw. So he cannot get Kaito this turn. It is possible he has another one in hand, and that will suck. We can counter it, but then we cannot kill the Goldspan. Always one step behind. But maybe they don't have it, and then we should be in a good spot. Well, good spot is a bit of oversaying it. Acceptable spot. That maybe we can work around somehow. Let's see what's up. They cannot counter it, but they can maybe buff Goldspan with something, or phase it out. And we need to wait until attack to do it, because it's only attacking or blocking creature. But still, we got something at least. And they tapped out completely. So I guess that's kind of good. Kind of. What a weird game so far. We could take 2 cards. So maybe we just go for like Endless Detour on upkeep. You know what? This seems to be a good play. At least that's what I believe in. So we have 4 mana. We can Endless Detour and offer if we really have to. I don't think Shigeki is worth it. No, not for 1 card, right? Den is smart. So we could get rid of the Den. Enemy will play Shizuki after the attack. So I think we need to take all of this damage, then counter Shizuki, and then sweep, and have Endless Detour. And I think that's how we try to get back into this game. Man, this is insane. This is a bit insane. Smarter, what we are doing might be this block. Because normally you want to long-term remove the creatures, so we can handle those, but it's not super sus. Just a bit. You can see the great combo that we can make. We can counter this and give enemy 4 extra mana, which seems pretty amazing. We don't really want any of those cards, right? So we Doomskar. This means that we counter this. Unfortunately, enemy keeps drawing it. So we can clearly see one of the issues with this great card. Land is fine. Okay, enemy is tapped out, and in worst case, like, you don't really want to use it. You want to use it when you really don't have a choice. like now. But when we are out of value, hopefully we have 3 cards with Shigeki, so we can refill. You little horrible person. So I think we go for the offer, right? This is why the card is in the deck. It really can help in one of the turns in the game. So, he might have more, but we also have more. So this will be a battle of wits. Good combo, right? We are giving for our counter enemy 4 mana. What is this stuff? It might be Spectre Adversary, but I'm not sure. Like, that's the wrong mana. What can be black? Okay. Alright. Okay, so this is channel. We cannot really do anything against it. But he needs to play it then. So he needs to tap out a lot of mana, and then if he replays the dragon, which he can't because it will be on top of his deck, but he will be tapped out, so I think it's just Kaito. Man, what a game! We are like really doing stuff. Shigeki is great, but we are so pressured. Can you feel the one step behind that we are always since this third land? You can see how important it was for the full game. If we'd never had this Kaito on board, we would have so less troubles. If that's the play, I think that's one of the best for us. Like, this is pretty good. So we have what? We can go for 3 cards. We go for Goldspan, so let's see what's up. It's pretty obvious what we are doing, let's be honest. So we can go for 3 cards. I guess no reason to do it now. So I suspect Goldspan and then Kaito, or a Den. Den actually can kill us. So we can go Revitalize and Doomskar. Then heal for 3, we'll be at 11. Man, we need Devastating Masters so much. Sunset Revelry is great, but not right now. March? Like, March is not great either. Oh man, it's so hard to play this deck. I really want at least 2 cards. So this will be what? We have only 2 open after this. Do we have something good for 2 mana? Revitalize, and that's it. And it seems that we are forced to get it. And it seems to be Revitalize and Doomskar, which I tell you, no, it's not great. But it lets us survive at least. Oh man, this game. And he said it will be easy. What a liar. I think he will activate the Den. If he doesn't, that's actually a bit better. Like, enemy will get more cards and more control, and I think that's correct decision from him. But then we have more life to play with. It means that we also get to get some value, and if he top decks wrong, it might go our way. Yeah, sure. Oh man, so hard. That's a good top deck. That is indeed a good top deck. Let's go for white. Let's cast white. Like, how much mana do we have? 3. Yeah, after Broker's Charm we don't really do anything. So let's go there. We can hit the March. Are you serious, bro? Another one? Oh. Okay, so I guess this Windfall, the new Windfall. Well, show me what you got. He needs to use it. Oh, that's the stuff. We don't really have anything against it in the whole deck, I think. March is the best we have, but that's not enough. So, it seems we are getting pretty smart. We keep this card because that's the only reason why he wouldn't go for Gold Span and activation. And he sees that we have instant, but to be honest, the correct play is just to force us to use whatever we have. Always one step behind. I hate these planes. I blame everything on these planes. It looks nice, but it's not innocent. It's a devil in disguise. So nothing we can really do except drawing into the March, and we cannot cast it anyway. Yep, wrong mana. Not sure. I think that if I didn't elect Auto Tapper, I could March and then kill this. But we would still be at 2 and the enemy has more cards. Devastating Mastery could fix it, so it is possible I blew the game by not checking the Auto Tapper. Like, we knew we won't March, but yeah, maybe that was the mistake.